Hey guys, welcome to our movie recap channel. Today we will be watching the movie That's My Boy. So, please turn on the subtitles and spoilers ahead. The movie starts in 1984 at a school. We see Donny, a teenager who is quite popular in his school. His friends start talking to him about girls. But Donny seems uninterested. He tells his friends that he is no longer interested in girls of his age. He wants real women. Then, we see the hot teacher of his school. Every guy in the school is attracted by her beauty. Her name is Mary. Donny has 2 concert tickets. So, he asks Mary if she wants to join him. Mary tells him that she isn't his girlfriend, and asking teachers to go on a date is completely inappropriate. But Donny doesn't stop flirting with her. So, Mary gives him a month's detention. In the detention room, Mary starts to seduce Donny. She tells him that she was really aroused by him. Donny doesn't know if all this is real. Then, Mary takes Donny to her office, and their affair starts. Their affair goes on for quite a long time. They even start meeting outside the school. Then one day, there's a school program going on in the auditorium. Suddenly, the whole school starts to hear something. To answer their curiosity, they open the curtains and find Donny and Mary together. The whole school gets in shock of what they had seen. Mary runs away in shame. But Donny gets cheers from the whole school, and he even enjoys it. Mary is taken to court for having a sexual relationship with her student. At the court, people find out that Mary is actually pregnant with Donny's child. Mary gets a 30 years jail sentence, but Donny, on the other hand, becomes a celebrity for impregnating his teacher. Many news channels take his interview, and he gets invited to many shows, which earns him a lot of money. 28 years later, everything takes a turn in Donny's life. Donny has become an alcoholic, and he has spent all the money he earned from the fame he got from impregnating Mary. His friend tells him that he hasn't paid any taxes in years. He owed exactly $43,000 to the government. And if he doesn't pay it, he will go to jail. But Donny has no money left. He only has $20 to his name. His friend suggests that he should bet that money on a fat guy who was going to run a marathon. The betting odds of that fat guy winning was 8,000 to 1. Donny thinks he has nothing to lose and bets the money. His friend asks him if he can get the money from his son. But Donny reveals that his son left him after he had turned 18. And since then, they haven't talked to each other. This is the son that came after Mary's pregnancy. He named him Han Solo. Now, we see Han Solo. But he has changed his name to Todd. He has a beautiful girlfriend named Jamie, and is soon going to get married to her. The news of his marriage is in the newspapers, and Donny soon finds out about it. He gets surprised to see his son lose weight and change his name. He also finds out that his son is now rich. After he left Donny, Todd has kept information about his parents a secret. So, he told the media that his parents died in an accident. Donny is furious to find out about all this. Todd takes his girlfriend's parents to his boss's house. His boss was letting them stay there until the wedding. At the house, he also gets to meet Jamie's brother who is a soldier. His name is Chad, and he warns Todd about not hurting his sister. Meanwhile, Donny goes to Vanilla Ice, who was his friend, to get help about the money. But Vanilla Ice doesn't want to help him, because Donny had slept with his mother. So, Ice attacks Donny. Later, he goes to a TV producer, and asks him for his help. But, the producer says that he cannot help him, and people no longer were interested in him. So, Donny says that what if they interview him and Mary, who was soon going to get released from jail. The producer seems interested, but he wants more. He asks Donny about his son, and Donny replies that Todd was very successful and rich. Hearing this, the producer tells Donny that if he brings his son and gets an interview with him and Mary together, then he will give him $50,000. Donny thinks about the money and immediately goes to meet Todd. Donny goes to his house, and gets to meet Jamie. He enters the house, and Todd is surprised to see him there. Todd gets nervous and introduces Donny as his friend, and not a father. Todd starts to make things up to make it seem like Donny is his friend. Donny plays along with him, and makes up strange stories. And everyone believes him. Todd says that Donny should leave, but everyone wants him to stay for the wedding, and Donny gets to stay there. Later, Todd is mad at Donny and asks him why he was there. Donny doesn't tell him about the interview. So he lies that his mother was really sick and he needs to see her before the surgery. Todd doesn't believe him at all. They start to get into an argument. Donny believes that he was a great father, but Todd says that Donny was the worst parent in the world. Just then, Jamie calls Todd about the cocktail party. And Todd wants Donny to wear a tie for the party, but Donny says that it was not his thing. However, he agrees to do it after Todd says that he will give him $100. At the party, Donny shows up wearing a tie, but he has no pants on. Jamie introduces Donny to Todd's boss, and they get along quickly. Donny impresses everyone at the party with his fake stories. And one of the guests recognizes him as the student that got his teacher pregnant. Todd's boss then also recognizes him and asks him about the son he had with his teacher. Donny says that his son grew to be a very rude person, as he looks at Todd. Everyone at the party knew Donny, but no one knew that Todd was his son. Todd's co-worker, who is also the best man for the wedding, says that since Donny and Todd are close friends, he should no longer be the best man. He says that Donny should be the best man at Todd's wedding. Todd says that it is not necessary, but Donny quickly accepts the offer. After that, Donny proposes to play a game of baseball. Everyone is excited at this idea, except for Todd. Everyone in the field seems great at the sport, even the grandma and a little kid. But Todd is not athletic. Donny bats the ball towards Todd, who fails to catch it. Everyone thinks that Todd is a loser. That night, Jamie tells Todd about Donny's book. Donny had written a book with a message that he loved his son. Todd gets emotional after seeing this. He also wants to sleep with Jamie, but she doesn't want to ruin the dress. Next day, Jamie's friends take her to the bachelorette party. Donny asks if Todd has a bachelor party or not. Todd's friend says he has arranged everything. But Donny isn't too happy when he finds out the bachelor party included a spa treatment. He thinks this is the worst bachelor party. He tells everyone that they should go to a strip club. And they all follow him. All of them have a fun night at the strip club. Todd too seems to be having fun at his bachelor's party. Donny sends everyone off to the house. And he keeps Todd with him, as he wants to spend more time with him. Donny gives Todd the earring of his mother as a wedding gift. Todd seems happy, but he doesn't have a pierced ear. So, Donny pierces his ear and puts the earring on Todd's ear. Donny tells Todd that they should meet Uncle Vinny. And Todd is surprised to find out that Uncle Vinny was none other than Vanilla Ice himself. The three of them get wasted that night and make quite more friends. Todd is really happy, and is enjoying the night very much. At the end of it, Todd says that he will go visit his mother in the jail. Donny realizes that he shouldn't use his son for money. They spend a very special night together, and their bond seems to be growing. So, Donny doesn't want to risk it for money. Donny tells Todd that his mother was lying about being sick. So, he doesn't have to go visit her. The two of them hug, and go to sleep. Donny finds Todd's boss's mother in his room. And Todd goes on to make out with a mannequin. Next morning, Jamie finds that Todd had puked all over her dress. She says that there's something else on her dress. She tastes it and finds out that Todd tried to have sex with her dress. Donny, hearing this, is proud of Todd. But Jamie demands that Todd fixes the dress before their wedding. So, Todd goes to get dry cleaning and calls Donny to let him know that he was going to meet his mother. Donny tries to stop him, but Todd says that he wants to meet his mother. Donny hurries up to go to the jail before Todd, to not let him know about the interview, which was going to pay him $50,000. Donny reaches the jail and finds Todd waiting to meet his mother. Donny tells Todd that he shouldn't be wasting time before his wedding. But, Mary shows up. She is older, but she hasn't changed one bit. Mary is happy to see both Donny and Todd. Todd too seems happy by seeing his mother after a long time. Donny is mesmerized to see Mary, and they both get a little nasty through the phone. Todd is obviously disgusted by them. Just then, the TV producer comes to them with a camera and starts asking questions to Todd. He realizes that Donny came back to his life to get this interview, so he could get some money. Todd gets angry and leaves Donny. Donny realizes that he made a mistake by coming back to Todd's life. He prepares to leave the house, but he overhears Jamie talking to Steve, Todd's boss. Jamie was saying that Todd will never find out. Donny realizes that Jamie is cheating on Todd with his boss. At the wedding rehearsal, Donny goes to Todd to tell him about everything. Todd doesn't want to listen to anything he says. But, Donny tells him about the affair between his boss and Jamie. Jamie comes forward and tells everyone that she was planning a surprise for Todd, and didn't want him to find out. She says that Donny heard the conversation, and misjudged everything. Donny realizes that he made a mistake, so he gets out of there. After the rehearsal, Jamie and her brother go together in a car, leaving their parents and Todd alone. Donny watches Todd from afar, and thinks about how he can make things right between them. His friend suggests that he should first apologize to Jamie. So, Donny gets 2 ice creams and goes to apologize to Jamie. But outside a room, he hears Jamie having sex with someone. Todd was obviously left behind. So, who was she sleeping with? Donny breaks into her room, and catches Jamie cheating on Todd. And pretty soon, he sees that the man Jamie was sleeping with was none other than Chad, her brother. Seeing this, Donny is shocked. He feels disgusted by the incestuous relationship between Jamie and Chad. He clicks a picture of them and says that he will tell everything to Todd. But, Jamie offers him money. Jamie says that she will give him the money he needs, if he shuts up and tells nothing to Todd. Donny is desperate and he accepts the money. Next day, Donny sits in his house ashamed of what he has done. But, he realizes that he still has time before the wedding. So, he goes to Vanilla Ice, and asks for his car. Vanilla Ice and Donny ride together pretty roughly to crash Todd's wedding. At the wedding, the vows have been taken, and Todd is going to accept the marriage. Donny reaches the wedding just in time, and stops everything. Todd is embarrassed to see Donny ruin his wedding. Donny points at Jamie and says that he cannot allow his son to marry such a woman. Donny calls Todd his son in front of everyone. Jamie is disgusted to find out that Todd was the child of a sexual relationship between a teacher and a student. Donny calls her out for cheating on Todd. Jamie obviously refuses the accusation, but Donny shows everyone the check that Jamie had given to him to shut up about everything. Donny even tears the check to prove that his son was more important than the money. Jamie tells Todd about her sleeping with Chad and says that they should get married anyway because they both were perfect. But Todd is just disgusted to find out that Jamie was sleeping with her brother. He tells everyone at the wedding about the relationship between Chad and Jamie, and needless to say, everyone is disgusted as well. Chad blames everything on Jamie and leaves from there. Jamie apologizes to Todd and asks him to accept her. Todd looks at his dad and Vanilla Ice, who both are shaking their heads. Todd finally realizes his worth and says no to Jamie. He cancels the wedding and then proudly tells everyone that his dad was Donny. Todd then tells his boss that he is quitting the job. Vanilla Ice then tells Todd that his boss was also sleeping with Jamie. His boss tries to deny it, but Todd tells him that Vanilla Ice and Donny had slept with his mother, so he doesn't feel that bad. Todd then leaves the wedding with his father. Todd is now happy with Donny and says that he wants to pay the money to save him from going to jail. But Donny says that he should be responsible for his own actions and doesn't want money from his son. Just then, Donny's friend comes to them and turns on the TV. The fat guy that Donny bet $20 on was doing pretty good in the marathon. Donny seems to have a chance of winning the bet. The fat guy passes every runner in front of him and unexpectedly wins the race. And with that, Donny wins $160,000 from the $20 he bet. In the end, Donny doesn't have to go to jail. Everyone cheers and the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to never miss out on our videos.